Okay. Hi, Luke. I'm Sarah Goodley from Critical Mass Radio. I'm from the R8 Women show that we usually air. How are you finding it here?
It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see the GS4 security, this little FEMA free speech zone, and police officers all over the place, pretty much usurping freedom of speech and allowing top Bilderberg members who don't want to be identified to go through the back area, which is totally enclosed to pedestrian and car traffic. So it is interesting. It is very different. There's supposed to be an air of openness, but it's not really happening. There's some activity going on right now with police even here right now, but I don't think it's anything major, hopefully.
I think they're having pizzas delivered.
That's good. I hope so.
Okay. So how did you get through? Did you have any problems getting through security there then? Did you have to be zapped, or did you to go for a pat down, or how did you get through?
No, I definitely don't get zapped. I definitely recommend anybody who's traveling within the United States to resist as much as they can and to opt out. It may be somewhat of an uncomfortable feeling. We actually filmed it with our video glasses, a first-person point of view of the TSA agent, so you could see what to expect on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/wearechange. But really, it all depends on your attitude and how you want to go about it. To me, whatever happens, happens. It's all about just resisting as much as you can and letting people know that you won't be fried or zapped.
Yeah, what Pippa and I did was try and make the G4S people aware of how they're being irradiated too when this is happening.
It's definitely better to be open. It's definitely better to be communicative and to not be afraid to say what's on your mind, to not be afraid to be who you really are. And that's the approach I always approached it as. There are some sacrifices. I did need to be here, so I had a choice. It wasn't an easy choice, so I chose to grope down only because I know the TSA agents don't like to do those kinds of things. It's a lot of hassle. It's a lot of work. But just imagine if all of us who are flying opted out. They would get rid of the scanners immediately because it would take them forever to grope everybody down. So really, I'm trying to lead by example, and if all of us just make it a little bit harder on them and we don't always fully comply, it's going to be impossible for them to do their job.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Luke. How are you noticing? Obviously, I watched your streaming and your reports last year from Bilderberg in America last year. How is this comparing, and what's different from last year?
Well, there's always a lot to do here. The internet cellular service is very complicated. I'm trying to work that out right now, but it's been nonstop, just interviews, talking to people, meeting people, just a flurry of just people coming up and talking to me. So I'm just still hectic all over the place. I still haven't even just been able to grasp what's happening, what's going on. I'm just in go mood. So I'm just trying to get my phone working right now. I'm trying to talk to as many people here. There's a lot of great, wonderful people here, so it's great to meet them. There's two politicians here. One from the EU, one from the MP here. And it was great seeing elected officials come out here and actually raise the concerns and questions that people have had for years. And sadly, those questions have been raised as conspiracy theories. But when you have elected officials coming here being like, hey, there actually is something going on to this, it definitely legitimizes the protest. It definitely legitimizes the concerns coming from a public relations kind of standpoint of view. And it's great seeing it. It's great knowing that there's brave politicians who are willing to speak out against this. It's great seeing hundreds of people here who are willing to be in this sweltering heat just to make their voice heard. And I think the more people that come out, the more visible we are, the better things will be for all of us.
Great stuff. And do you think we're making a difference? Because sometimes it seems we're not making a difference. Sometimes it feels like we are. So what's your take on it? Are we making a difference? Are we making that change? You are from We Are Change. Are we making that change?
That's a very good question. It all depends what kind of mindset you have and what perspective you have. There's small victories there and there, and there's big losses there as well. It all depends on how you see it and how you perceive it. To me, just seeing people awake, just seeing people consciously make changes in their life, whether it's eating healthy or advising themselves of their rights and standing up for their rights and resisting any way they can, spreading information, spreading knowledge. I think we are getting there. I think with the internet nowadays, one voice, one human being, one spirit could speak to the entire world. And if it's truthful and if it's honest and if it comes from the heart, it will reverberate to everybody. And it slowly is. Our viewership is going up, but that is just on a personal level. But what we try to do is just to say, be personally responsible instead of complaining and being down and negative and only talking about the losses. Let's concentrate on some of the positive things that are happening and that are changing in this country and all over the world. And I think the best victories are the smallest ones. And with how the internet's going and how fast information's traveling, the more information we have, the freer society and humanity will be. And we're getting there. It's a hard road. It's a tough road. We don't know if we'll make it, but I like to stay optimistic, and I like to think so.
And I really, really love listening to your work. And you're such an inspirational young man. I've got a son. I don't know how old you are, but you're 26. I've got children of that age, and I hope that they look at you with the inspiration that I look at you. I think you're doing amazing, amazing work, and I want to thank you for all the hard work and the sacrifice that you make.
Well, don't just look at me. Look within yourself. We all are individuals. We all have different problems and circumstances we're facing, and it's about realizing who you are yourself, not being afraid to be that person, and making positive changes in your life. That's what I always set out to do. I could have worked stupid PR jobs. I could have worked as interns for mainstream media. I got offers from other media companies, but the best way to do it is to be free, follow your heart, and never question your gut.
And it is really, really following your heart that makes a difference. And the people working in this movement, they are working all the hours God sends. They're working for nothing a lot of the time, but they are working from the heart, and that's what makes a difference. Do you agree?
It definitely does. It's not easy. It's a struggle always. There's not a lot of money in this, so it's hard to survive, but we're doing our best to keep it going. And this is something I put my life on the line for, and I'm not afraid to keep going with it. And I will keep going with it. So definitely, if you like it, check it out, watch it, share it, and pass it on.
Totally agreed with you there. Thank you very much, Luke. And you're always great to hear you no matter what. And I'm just so pleased to have had the chance to interview you. So thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you.